Welcome back to our CMA classes. So we are going to resume our law class for CA final and CMA final students. So today we are going to start our new chapter, which is of appointment and remuneration of managerial personnel. So before that, we have to know what is managing director, what is manager, and who is going to be Wholetime director. Okay, so let's go for it now. If a person is director in the company, whether he can be managing director or not, and what if the person is not director of the company, he will be eligible for managing director or not, managing director's post or not. Okay, so let's go for managing director. Under section 2 subsection 54 says about the managing director. A person who is appointed as managing director, who will be appointed as managing director only if he is a director, already a director of the company. If he is director in the company, then only he can be managing director. Okay, this is one of the condition. All the provision applicable to the director also apply to managing director. Okay, and if the managing director ceases to be director automatically, then what going to be? He automatically ceases to be managing director. Is it clear? Yes. So let's go and find out what are the other things I have written. A person shall be managing director only if he is interested in the substantial power of management, which are not otherwise exercisable by the directors. Okay. Now the power of management will be trusted to managing director by article of association, by the agreement. Okay, or by passing a resolution. A resolution is to be passed in general meeting or board of directors. Is it clear? A power of management may be trusted to managing director by any of them. Okay, they are number first, article of the company, by the agreement, by passing a resolution in the general meeting, or by passing a resolution in board of directors. Is it clear? Hope this part was clear. Now do you remember we already discussed rotational director, who is going to be rotational director, right? Who are going to be rotational director, remember? And how the retirement of rotational director were done, right? Under section, comment below. Okay, I'm going to tell you the section 152 subsection 6, remember? Now whether my question is to you, whether managing director can be rotational director or is going to be non-rotational director. Think. I'll tell you, but you have to think it. Okay? A company cannot at the same time, this is one more point, a company cannot be at the same time employ managing director and manager at the same time. This is what the law saying, at the same time. At the same time, the company cannot go for appointing of managing director and manager. Okay, hope this part was clear. Now my question, let's resume our question again. Whether the managing director would be rotational director or non-rotational director. In both cases, rotational director can also be managing director, okay, and whereas non-rotational director can also be managing director. Hope this part was clear. But now rotational director shall be retired as per provision of 152 subsection 6. Remember, now the rotational director shall be retired by as per this. Okay, and do you remember the terms which I have already explained under section 152 subsection 6 of rotational director? Says the term of office, right? Who is going to retire first? In that section, what we discussed, that the term of office of retiring director of rotational director is 2/3, then 1/3. Remember, we have to find out the retired directors, right? Then again, the director will have hold the office for the longest term is going to retire. Remember? Yes, this was also clear. Otherwise, by mutual agreement, in other case, if there is no mutual understanding between them, right, in that case, chits, right, chit will be decided who is going to be retired. Remember? So, but in this case, the maximum term of office of MD, managing director, is going to be 5 years. Okay, so in case of managing director, a managing director cannot hold office more than 5 years. Is it clear? he have to retire in 5 years. Okay. Now, who is going to be a manager? Managing director was under section 2 subsection 54. Remember 54. Okay, now we are going for manager. Manager need not to be director. But what about the managing director? Managing director need to be director. Okay. Next, manager is a person who have management of whole or substantially the whole of affair of the company. ठीक? Company cannot appoint, we already read that. Company cannot appoint managing director and manager at the same time. Is it clear? Okay, now what is whole-time director? We have already discussed about whole-time director in the very first lecture. Okay, so under section 294, 2 subsection 94, and what was of managing director? Section 2 manager, section 2 subsection 53. Is it clear? Now, the whole-time director is going to be who is entrusted with day-to-day management of the activities. Okay, who is actually involved in day-to-day transaction of the company. Okay. A person cannot act as whole-time director in more than one company. How could be so possible that if a person is fully engaged in a company, right? He is doing a full-time work there, and how can be a person be more than one company? How can he be whole-time director for more than one company? It's not possible practically. Okay, so a person cannot act as a whole-time director in more than one company. Is it clear? Hope this part was clear. Now let's go for the appointment of managing director, whole-time director and manager, MD, WTD and manager under section 196. Okay, we are going for under section 196, which says about the appointment of these three. Okay, let's go for it. Prohibition on simultaneously appointment of managing director and manager. Yes, I know this, as I told you that we know this point very well, that managing director and manager cannot be appointed at the same time. Okay, no company shall appoint MD and manager at the same time. This part is super duper clear. Let's go for the second part. What was the maximum term of managing director? It was 5 years, right? So no company shall appoint or reappoint whom? MD, manager, WTD, whole-time directors. Okay, terms exceeding 5 years. So the maximum time is for these three is going to be 5 years. Hope this part is also clear. Let's go for the third point, which is going to be say, okay, now you have to tell me, in case of whole-time director, in case of manager, in case of managing director, the reappointment is done or not. Think. Now I'll tell you. The reappointment can be possible. Okay, but the reappointment possibly only in the last year. Let's go for it. What I have written: the reappointment shall be made earlier than 1 year before the expiry of his term. Remember what I said? The maximum time for holding the office of managing director in all over 5 years, right? Let's go for in 2025 they have to, the managing director and the manager and the whole-time director have to vacate their office. Okay, 5 years were the maximum time limit. Okay, so in 2025 they have to, Mr. X, let's go for Mr. X, he is managing director of X Limited. Okay, he is the managing director of X Limited and he have to vacate his office by 2025. ठीक है, so his reappointment could be possible only if let me read again, shall be made earlier than 1 year before the expiry of his term. Okay, his reappointment would be made if that reappointment is done 1 year before his expiry of his term, before his expiry of term. His expiry of term was of 2025. ठीक है, then in 2024, within at least 1 year, okay, 1 year before expiry. So in at least 2024, the reappointment of managing director should be done. Okay, is it clear? Or earlier than that, but not later than, like, he have only completed 2 years of his term of office, in that case he cannot be reappointed. The reappointment could only be possible once the reappointment have been applied 1 year before the expiry of his term by 2025. Okay, this is the expiry time and he have to apply before 2024. Is it clear? Okay. Now, what are the disqualification of appointment, vacation of office of managing director, full-time director and full-time director and manager? Okay, a person should not be below the age of 21, okay, or has not attained the age of 70. Okay, let's read out. A person who is not, this is not below, who is below the age of 21 or has attained the age of 70, they would be disqualified for appointment of managing director, manager and full-time director. Okay, let's go for it now. A person who has attained the age of 70 years, there is one more exception in this case. A person who have attained the age of 70 years can be, may be appointed as MD, WTD or manager if such appointment is done by passing a special resolution. Okay, first of all, the law is saying there is some disqualification where a person cannot be appointed as a managing director, manager or full-time director. But there is one exception in this case. For whom? For a person who have attained the age of 70 years. In that case, a person can be may be reappointed, means may be appointed as MD, manager, full-time director by passing a special resolution. Okay. Second, the explanatory statement annexed to the notice shall indicate the justification of appointment of such person. Means the justification of appointment of such person is to be mentioned in the notice. Okay, if there is not proper justification written, then the company is not going to appoint that person once he have attained at the age of 70. Is it clear? Let me say it again. If a person, there is one disqualification of MD, manager and WTD, okay, and that is if a person attained is less than 21 years, okay, or have attained 70 years, okay. This was the disqualification, first disqualification. But there is some exception. If a person have attained age of 70, okay, in that case what is going to happen? By passing a special resolution, or if the explanatory statement annexed to the notice is justified to the company, in that case they may be appointed as these three. Is this clear? Now let's go for, even if there is one more thing written, even if no such specialization is required, they could be appointed. There is a possibility of appointment of these three, whom? Full-time director, managing director and manager, even if special resolution is not passed in the company. Now what is this saying? First of all, they said that below the age of 21 or a person who have attained at the age of 70 is not going to be appointed as MD, and these three are okay. Is it clear? But there was an exception which was of special resolution or explanation, okay, justification, right? But again, the law is saying there is no need to pass special resolution if a person, again let's go for it, if a person attained the age of 70 may be made if the favorable vote is more than the against vote. In that case, of course, in that case special resolution is not required to pass in the company. Or if the CG is satisfied, if the person got more favorable vote than against vote, okay, in that case special resolution is need not to be passed. Second, if CG is have given the approval, means CG is satisfied by appointment of that person who have attained the age of 70, okay, in that case no special resolution is required to be passed. Okay, so the very first disqualification was of a person should not be less than 21 years, right, and have not attained age of 70, and we have also read the exception, right? Let's go for the second disqualification, which says a person should not be undischarged insolvent, okay, or adjourned as insolvent during any previous year, during any time, okay. A person should not be undischarged insolvent or adjourned as insolvent, ठीक है. A person should not suspended payment to whom? Creditors and the makers. Okay, mean the payment should be done. Okay, and a person is convicted by court, or one more thing, is convicted by court and sentenced for a period more than 6 months, right? What if the sentence of imprisonment is less than 6 months? In that case, he can be appointed. He may be appointed as MD and Wholetime Director and Manager. Okay, but if the sentence was for a period of more than 6 months, in that case, he would not be eligible. He would be disqualified. Okay, so let's go for it. There are four disqualification. First one was of less than 70 years. ठीक है. Undischarged insolvent, adjudicated as insolvent. ठीक है. Have not means what? Suspended any payment. Okay, and again payment convicted by court, and imprisonment was more than 6 months, right? In these cases, the person would be disqualified as MD, Manager, Wholetime Director. Hope this point was clear to you. Okay, now approval required for appointment of Managing Director, Wholetime Director and Manager. A term and condition of appointment of MD, WTD and Manager and remuneration payable shall be according to 197 Schedule 5th approved by, we'll read this section later. ठीक है. Now approved by Board of Director meeting by general meeting held immediately after approval of board. First of all, what happens, the board should be approved the appointment of these 3 people. Okay, any of these 3 people, right? What I said, manager and managing director cannot be appointed at the same time. It should be clear to you. Okay, and the appointment could be only possible once the board have given the approval. Once the board have given approval, I mean approval is taken by board, it should be approved in general meeting by members also. Okay, the appointment of any of these 3 should be taken by approval of member in the general meeting. Hope this is also clear, which is immediately after approval by board. Okay, and there is one more point written as CG, but why CG is going to give the approval? Okay, I'll tell you. If the appointment is at variance to conditions specified in Part 1st of Schedule 5th, Part 1st of Schedule 5th, we'll read this in this section, don't worry. Okay, if a person have violated in this part 1st Schedule 5th, in that case the person have to take permission of whom? The central government. If the central government is satisfied that this person is eligible or this person can be appointed as any of these 3, right? In that case, the appointment of Managing Director, Manager and Wholetime Director is going to be possible. Okay, so approval by whom? The board should give the approval of appointment. Okay, second, general meeting, the approval should be taken by members in the general meeting. Third, central government in case of any violation, any variance which is done by a person, right? In which part? Part 1st Schedule 5th. Is it clear? Hope this part was super clear to you. Now, notice of meeting to be contained, disclose terms and condition, remuneration and such other matter. Obviously, ठीक है, and okay, this part was clear to you. Now, filing of written with register is to be done within 60 days of appointment of Managing Director, Manager, Wholetime Director. With whom? With the register within 60 days of appointment with inform number MR1. Is this clear, guys? Hope this part was clear to you. Now let's go for what I said. In case the central government have to give the approval in Part 1st Schedule 5th, right? This was the third point, which was approval by central government. Okay, now we are going for what is that. Okay, eligibility for appointment as managerial person as per section Schedule 5th. Part 1 Schedule 5th says about a person shall be eligible to appointed as Managing Director or Manager. ठीक है, Wholetime Director. Okay, without obtaining any approval of central government, only if satisfied of the following condition. Okay, if a person have neither imprisonment or not fined exceeding rupees 1000 for specified default in what? In these laws, these act. Let's go for it. Yes, these act. Okay, if a person is neither imprisonment or not fined exceeding rupees 1000 rupees for what? Specified default, in that case there is no need to take the permission of CG. Okay, no need to take the permission of CG. But if any of the person have variances in these acts, okay, these acts, then the person have to take the permission of whom? The central government. Okay, okay, let's go for I'm just reading out these act. Okay, there are some acts. If the person have violates in any of these acts, then the person would be ineligible for appointment. Okay, let's go for it. In the Indian Stamp Act 1899, the Central Excise and Salt Act 1944, Industry Development and Regulation Act 1951, Prevention of Food Adulteration 1954, Essential Commodities Act 1955, Companies Act 2013, Securities Contract Regulation Act 1956, the Tax Act 1957, the Income Tax Act 1961, the Custom Act 1962, the Competition Act 2002, Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999, the Sikh Industrial Companies 1985, the Security and Exchange Board of India 1992, the Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act 1992, the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, Goods and Service Act 2017, the Fugitive Economic Offenders Act 2018. There are 19 acts. These are actually 19 acts. If a person either imprisonment or have done any violation in these 19 acts, then in that case a person would be not eligible first of all. Okay? But if the approval is given by central government, and the central government will approve on what basis? If the central government is justified, if satisfied by the appointment of such person, for what? For managing director, for manager or whole-time director. In that case, if the approval is given by central government, they can apply for, they would be appointed as, okay, they would be appointed as WTD, MD or manager. Okay. If a person who is convicted of offence under any of the above act with approval of CG will not be disqualified for the appointment. This is what I said. Once the approval is given by central government, they would be appointed, they would be qualified, okay, for the appointment. Is it clear? Okay. Now, second thing, first part was of this. If any of the person have imprisonment and have fined exceeding rupees 1000, exceeding, not up to 1000, we are saying about the exceeding 1000 rupees. In that case, in any of the 19 acts, okay, very first condition was of this. Let's go for the second. No detention under coffee posa. What is this now? Coffee posa stand for Conversion of Foreign Exchange and Prevention of Smuggling Activity. Okay, again, C conversion, O of, F foreign, E exchange, P prevention, O of, S smuggling, A activities, which is Conversion of Foreign Exchange and Prevention of Smuggling Activities Act 1974. If any of the person have detained under coffee posa appointed as manager person, then only with approval of central government, he'll be qualified for his appointment. Is it clear? If he has detained under what? Coffee posa, then the person have to take approval from central government. In that case, he will not be disqualified for his appointment with part 1st of schedule 5th. Is it clear? Hope this part was also clear to you. Next point is attain age of 21. You should not be below 21 and have not attained age of 70. Remember. But again, special resolution, this is the same point written. Okay, person attains 70 years may be appointed and given approval by only passing a special resolution. Is this clear? Yes, this is clear. Let's go for the resident in India. He must be resident in India. Okay, he must be resident in India, yes, which includes a person who has been staying in India for continuous period of less than 12 months immediately preceding the date of appointment at manager person and who came to stay in India, taken up employment in India, carry on business or vacation in India. these are going to be included. Okay, so what we have read in part 1st of schedule 5th was of eligibility for appointment of managerial person of as per part 1st and schedule 5th. Okay, number 1st was have not imprisonment and his fine was not exceeding of rupees 1000 rupees. Okay, in 19 act, in any of that 19 act, in that case the person have to take the approval of central government, then only he'll be appointed. Okay, he will be qualified as for the appointment. Okay, second, no detention is made under coffee posa. Again, if any of the detention is made in coffee posa, in that case what is going to be taken, the approval of central government is taken, then only the person is going for the appointment. Okay, then he can go for the appointment. Next, is not less than 21 years and not attained 70 year. Again, 70 year we have to take the special resolution. Okay, and is a resident in India. Is it clear? Hope this part was clear. So we read this about managing director, manager and whole-time director and section. Yes. Okay, so hope this video was useful for you, and if it was, please hit a like button, subscribe my channel. Thank you. That's it. This is Homi Santosh and toodles guys. We're gonna meet in next video.